happens, how can I factor? That's the question. What do I do? We've learned so far 3 different ways for factor, right? We've learned common factoring, we've learned difference of squares, and we have learned sum and product. Okay? So, greatest common factoring, or the GCF, is always your first question. You always have to ask yourself, do I have a greatest common factor? Okay? After you do that, then you move to either factor by sum and product or factor using the difference of squares. Okay? So, let's look at the first one. I have 3x squared plus 21x plus 36. The first question you're going to ask yourself, do I have a common factor? Yes, and it is 3. So we're going to factor a 3 out to do what we did yesterday. So divide each term by 3. And you should have this as leftovers. Now, we are not done yet. Okay? I did the greatest common factor. Now the next question is, you're going to look at the leftovers. So this. And then you're going to, because it's a trinomial, then can I use difference of squares? No. Difference of squares can only be with 2 terms. Okay? Because it's a trinomial, then I have to use the sum and product. Okay? So, I'm looking at 2 numbers that multiply to 12 and add to 7. One multiplies to 12 and adds to 7. 3 and 4. Okay? So then my factor would be 3, because I have to keep my GCF. X plus 3, x plus 4, and done. Okay? So we're combining 2 things. The first one is finding the GCF. The second one is doing what we did today, which is the sum and product. Are we okay with this? Okay. What's the first question you ask yourself? Do I have a greatest common factor? 2. Right? I can factor out the 2. So I'll have x squared minus 25. Okay. X squared minus 25. Can I factor that? Using what? We call it the difference of squares. Yes. Okay? So remember from yesterday, difference of squares, you're going to have 2 brackets. One with a positive, the other one with a negative. Square root the first term, so you're going to get an x. Square root 25, you're going to get 5. So your factors are 2 bracket x plus 5 times x minus 5. First question. GCF. You're going to hear me say that all the time. What's your GCF here? What can you divide every term by? 4. So if I factor the 4 out, I'm going to have x squared minus 2x. And 60 divided by 4 is 15, right? Minus 15. Okay, I did it without this step. Are you guys okay with this? If I did it without the step? Yeah?
Pull it up.
What did he say? No?
No, wheel that. I need to see the steps, miss.
You do?
Yeah, I need to see steps now. That one doesn't have 3. That one doesn't have 3.
Okay. So 4, divide every single one by 4.
That is cute mathematics. Because I have to remember, I have to divide.
Okay. Now, I'm looking for two numbers that,
3.
yeah, that does what? That does what though? That's the answer. I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to negative 15. Oh my God. 15, you go outside with shorts. Negative 15, you have to wear your snow
It
jacket.
depends where you're at.
And add to what?
What part of the globe you're at.
Add to negative 2. So what two numbers multiply to negative 15 and add to negative 2? Negative 5 and? Okay. So that would factor to 4 x minus 5 x plus 15. Are you guys okay with this?
No. Just go back to the other stuff.
It's the same thing, Ryan. You
It's
just had to do the
longer.
common factoring.
That's like saying division is the same as long division.
It is not.
Exactly. So it's not the same.
It's one extra step.
This is like breaking it down. Why? Why couldn't we
Life
just-
is not too easy.
Why couldn't we just do what we did to this question with the last format? Just find the multiples of 36 and add 21.
Because then you have to do an even longer to be able to find the correct answer. Would you like to learn that?
Why? Why?
Would you like to learn
Why
that?
is that
That's
not-
my question.
Why doesn't that format work for this format though?
Because it doesn't work that way. Okay. I'm gonna do this question and I'm gonna let you do your own homework, okay? So you practice, so you get better at it. Word problems. Everyone have problems with them? Good. So, no. The surface area of a cylinder is given by the formula surface area equals 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi rh. Too many letters? Factor the expression for the surface area. So it's asking you to factor this. What's the first question you ask yourself?
Any comments?
Any common factor? So 2 is a common factor. Pi is a common factor. R is a common factor. Yeah? Okay, so let's do that. Let's take out 2 pi r. So I'm gonna have to divide every term by 2 pi r. Okay. 2 and 2 cancel. Pi and pi cancel.
Where did this come from?
Yes, why is pi involved?
Pi is a number.
Is it a number?
Yeah, 3.1415 continuously nonstop. What happens when I divide r squared by r? R. Right?
25 something.
So that means I'm gonna be left with 2 pi r bracket r. Okay, now let's cancel this. 2 and 2, pi and pi, r and r. So what do you have left? Plus. So eyes on the board for a second, please. This and this, they're exactly the same thing. This is factored, okay? However, this one is an expanded form, okay? A cylinder has radius of 3 centimeters and a height of 10 centimeters. Use both the original expression and the factored expression to find the surface area of the cylinder to the nearest squared meter. So, you're going to have to use the original formula.
You're leaving?
the factored formula, and you're gonna plug in the value for R and the value of H in. What's R? What is it equal to? 3. What's the height for H?
Okay.
10. So I'm going to replace the R with 3 and the H with 10. If you want to enter this in the calculator, which one is easier to just do it? The one on the right, right? The factors, because there's not a lot of terms involved here, right? But if you do it, it should give you the same answer for both of them. Okay? So can you guys do that for me? 245 point. Is that right? 0.0? I gave you this question because I want you guys to see that these two formulas are exactly the same thing. One is in factored form, the other one is in expand. Okay? It's always, like in this case, you're only multiplying. So 2 times 5 times 3 times 13. Right? Altogether. In this case, you have to do square, you have to add, you have to multiply. There's different things that you have to do. It can be done, like it's doable on the calculator, obviously, but this is much easier to deal with than the other. Okay? Okay, so for this lesson the main thing was you always have to ask yourself the question if you have a greatest common factor. If you do, and you factor it out, then you either do difference of squares, or you do sum and product and factor the left numbers. Now, a lot of times I've seen this. Students do it, and it's right, but they don't keep their GCF. They don't keep their GCF. The GCF has to be there. You cannot just get rid of it. You have to keep it here. Okay? As you can see, I've carried it down to my final answer. Are you guys okay with this? Alright, so I'm gonna